We're studying IGCSE biology and we're looking at excretion in humans too. Now, in the last class, we had a recap. Let's have a I'll be right back, just a second.
Okay.
All right, can you hear me? So let's just recap what we did in the last class. We saw that there are nitrogenous waste in our body. There are a lot of waste, carbon dioxide, urea, salt, excess water, all of that has to be removed. We did that. Okay, now we're starting today, kidneys. Now, what are kidneys? Kidneys, and where are they? We look at a diagram right here. Can you see this?
Yes, sir.
Now, right, this is a kidney right here. This is the kidney right here. And this is what the kidney looks like on zoomed in. It's important that we realize that the kidney, there are two kidneys in our body, right? Two of them. And what are they? Two bean-shaped organs. Organs that regulate water and excrete waste products. That's what their job is. Their job is to regulate the water in our body, how much water we have, and to excrete the excess or excrete the waste products. Yep, that's their job. Now, in addition to this, they also do something else. They also excrete substances in excess, excess substances. That's what they do. Fine, that's good. Now there are two of these bean-shaped organs that regulate the water. Okay. Now I'll give you the definition afterwards. It's just to understand what they are. They are located right here. Okay. Now I'm going to give you a better diagram in the book. Zahara, start reading from here.
Okay. So, sir, I'm one page behind. Okay. No, oh. Sir, there is, I don't think so I have this. No. Yeah, okay, fine. I'm sorry. I was looking downwards. The kidneys. Figure 12.4 illustrates the position of the two kidneys in the human. They're at the back of the abdomen behind the intestines.
Yes. After that, you have that. Now, where are they located? They're located back of the abdomen. That's what you need to know. Where are they located? Back of the abdomen, behind the intestines. So you don't have to write this down. We'll do questions on this later. But this is where they're located, and you should be able to find them because these are the only bean-shaped organs in our body. Fine. Next up. Okay, start reading from here. From here, it has three main parts.
Okay. It has three main parts: the cortex, medulla, and pelvis. Leading from the pelvis is a tube called the ureter. The ureter carries urine that the kidney has made to the bladder.
All right. Now we have, okay, now what are the main parts here? The cortex, the medulla, and the pelvis.
Pelvis.
Okay. Now what else does it have? It also has, it is also connected with the ureter. I'll show it to you just a second. Okay. Yep. Now let's see over here. First, let's make the kidneys. Can you see the whiteboard?
Yes, sir.
Now this is what the kidneys look like. Beans, two beans, and then you have something going like this, going like this, going like this, going like this, and these guys join here, like this. Just a second. Let's say they join here into some organ.
Sir,
Yes,
can I join my laptop?
yes, you can.
Okay, I'm coming.
Now, okay, I'm going to try to find a better diagram for this, if there is one. Just a second. Here we go. That's a kidney. Now we have the kidney right here, and it has all these parts right here. It has a kidney, yeah. It has the ureter and the urethra. Now, what are the jobs? Let's first write down the functions of the things we have on the board. I'll show you another diagram to this, which is the cortex. The right. Okay. Now this right here is the other one, a close-up of the actual kidney. Fine. Now let's first start with the let's say the ureter. Write this down on your notebook. So it carries from kidney to bladder. Done. Now the next thing is we have the actual kidney. Yes. What is the kidney? What is a kidney? A kidney is basically the organ which regulates the water content and the and excretes waste products and excess substances. That's what the kidney is. So bean-shaped organ that does this. That's the kidney. Now, what is the next thing we need to know? We need to know what is the medulla, what is the cortex, and the medulla. So this right here, the medulla, the cortex, the nephron. Okay, the ureter. The ureter is done. The kidney is done. We'll continue with the cortex. Now, the cortex is what contains. Let's say this is where, or let's say holds Bowman's capsule and tubules. That's the purpose of the cortex. Write it on your notebook. Now, next up we have the medulla. What does the medulla do? Holds loops of Henle. And collecting ducts. Now, these three things are the most important things.
Done writing.
Done writing. Fine, that's good. Just a second. Okay. Now, what else do we have? We have the nephron. What is the nephron? Nephron. We'll talk about the nephron in a second. If I can show it here. Nephron makes up the kidney, and allows filtration. Now this is basically, that's what nephron is. Now let's talk about loops of Henle. What are those things? Loops of Henle. Tell me when you're done writing.
Sir, continue writing.
Part of nephron that absorbs water and salts. Done. That's all we need to know. Now the next thing we'll look at is how does the kidney work?
Sir?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Done. Let's continue. Okay. Now the kidney has something. It has these nephrons. Okay. Let's look over here. This is the nephron. A nephron. If you realize what happens is the kidney is made up of these small tubes. Okay, these tubes going like this. It's everywhere. There are hundreds of these, thousands of these inside the kidney. Let's look at one of those. What happens is inside the nephron, we have a part called loop of Henle. Can you see this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, loop of Henle, and we have these veins: the renal vein, the renal artery. Okay, the glomerulus, the renal capsule, the blood capillaries, all of these things. Now, first, what happens is the blood comes in from here. Where does the blood come in from? Here, like this. And the first thing it does is it goes into the glomerulus. Yeah. And then it filters over here. And then after the glomerulus, it continues through the blood capillaries like this. And it goes over here like this. And then it enters the loops of Henle. Now, in the loops of Henle, something happens. I'll tell you what happens. And then it goes out through the renal vein. Is that clear? So it enters through the renal artery, goes to the glomerulus, enters the blood capillaries again, and then goes into the loop of Henle and then out through the renal vein. Fine. Now, the first thing we need to realize is what happens when it enters the glomerulus. Okay, that's the first process. Let's look at that on the book. I'm going to mark this down with, let's say, yellow color, 1. The first thing that happens is called filtration. Let's look at the book, actually. They should have it. Okay, actually, Zahra, read from here.
Urine formation. As blood passes through the kidneys, it is filtered. This removes most of the urea from it, and also excess water and salts. As the liquid moves through the kidney, any glucose in it is reabsorbed back into the blood. Most of the water is also reabsorbed along with some of the salts.
Okay, fine. So reabsorbed along with some of these salts. What happens is that as the blood enters the kidney, it has to be filtered. It's filtration. This whole process is called filtration. Now, what happens in filtration is that you're supposed to remove the excess or the waste stuff.
Can you hear me?
Yes, actually. Can you hear me? Just a second.
Yes, sir.
Just a second.
Sir, are you okay? Or I think that we
All right. Can you hear me?
yes, sir.
Yes. All right. Okay. Now, blood is being filtered. What's happening is filtration. Now, but the thing is, some of the water and salts are removed. Then some of them are reabsorbed. I'll show you the process in a second. But what happens is in this whole process, urine is formed, right? That is what is being formed in the kidneys. That is the job of the kidney. And then where is it stored? It's stored in the bladder. Okay. Now we will look over here. Fine. I want you to write one more thing in your notebook before we continue. That is, what is the job of the bladder? The bladder stores urine. That's all. Now let's continue from here. Now the first thing we have is that the blood enters from the renal artery. I'm going to write this down, renal artery. Make it on your notebook as well. Then the second thing we have is that the blood enters the glomerulus. Okay, glomerulus. Now something else happens. From the glomerulus, two things happen. Some of them stay in the glomerulus. The others go into something called the proximal tubule. From the proximal tubule, what happens is they go into loops of Henle. After the loops of Henle, they go into the distal tubule. That's what's happening here. That's good.
Sir, should I draw? Oh, I thought you were just writing the.
I'm writing it down. Don't show it. Not right now. Focus on the what are the steps happening. Okay. Now, first thing happens is as the blood enters from the renal artery. Okay. All the blood enters here. Now, from the glomerulus, only the salt, water, and urea goes into the Bowman capsule. Is that clear? Okay. While the rest of the blood goes somewhere else. Is that clear? Now, in the Bowman's capsule, what happens in the Bowman's capsule is that just a second. I'll write here. Now, two-thirds, let's say two-thirds of water and salt are removed. Okay. How are they removed? By active transport. That's what's happening. Two-thirds of the water and salt. So from the glomerulus, all the salt came here, right? From the blood, all the salt came into the Bowman's capsule, and over here, two-thirds of the water and salt are removed. Okay, and something else is removed, which is glucose. All glucose and urea removed. Is that clear? Now, after this,
Yes.
after the proximal tube, we go to loops of Henle. Okay, so what happens in the loops of Henle is that just a second. Two things happen. Reabsorption. What is the meaning of this? About okay. So most of the water is, let's say, water is absorbed. Water and salt are reabsorbed. Okay.
Sir,
Yes.
can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Any questions? Ask me a question.
Yeah, sir, I was asking that Bowman capsule, proximal tube, loops of Henle. Okay, loops of Henle, I got the definition, but these two, do they have definition?
Bowman's capsule and the proximal tubule, no, you don't need the definition. You just need to know what happens and where. Okay. You need to know what happens where. Now, this distal tubule, you can remove the name over here actually, and call this collecting duct. Now, I want you to write this down. So these 5 things: renal artery, glomerulus, Bowman's capsule, proximal tubule, loops of Henle, and let's say loops of Henle right here. There are 2 parts of loops of Henle actually. Let's say loops of Henle 1, loops of Henle 2. Okay. Now please write all of this down in your notebook. Tell me when you're done. Don't write the reabsorption part. Not yet.
Can you repeat?
Write everything which is inside the highlighted part. Okay.
Done, sir.
All right. So
Should I
99%. Yeah. 99% what is removed, and some salts are reabsorbed into blood capillaries. Right. That's what happens.
Should I read this?
Write
I
this.
mean, should I write this? Okay.
Yes. In the loops of Henle. This happens in the loops of Henle. Okay. Fine. Now, this is all for today. We'll talk more about this in much better detail afterwards. Okay. So please write this down and tell me when you're done.
I'm done, sir.
Done. So please join early so we can study more. I want you to do
Yes.
some different questions, but I skipped those and went directly to this. That's why join early from now on. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Take care. Goodbye. Khuda Hafiz. Join
Take care.
the next class on time.
Okay, sir. Take care. Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.